everybody. And you remember we were going to write about something we could make from wood, that we were reading a story, Look, a Home, and we thought of all kinds of different things we could make from wood, not just birdhouses or dog houses. And I decided that I wanted to make a planter box because I've been working in my garden and it has been super fun. And so we started this sentence, I can make a, and now I'm going to show you how I figure out how to write planter box, planter. So I'm stretching out my word planter, and I can hear p at the beginning. Did you hear it? P, planter. So I need to find a letter that begins with p. We did this before and we know it's P. I think I was going to write picture frame, but this time I'm writing planter. I'm going to do this with a dark pencil so that you can see, but you'll write with your regular pencil. So there's pull. I hear ul, and I am sure all of you know what that letter is. The letter that stands for ul, like lemon. And I'm going to use all lowercase letters now because I am in the middle of my sentence. Pull. Plant. The next sound is plant. I hear ah, and I bet everyone knows that's A for apple. So I'm going to write A, and I'm going to keep saying the sounds of this word stretched out so that I can hear sounds. Plan. I hear n. Now this is a tricky one sometimes. N. The letter that stands for the sound n would be like nest, and it is the letter N. N. Okay, so we're getting closer. Plant. Planter. I hear a T in the middle, and I am going to know that turtle has the beginning sound T, and I'm going to use that letter T. You guys are really good with your letters already. We've learned the sounds of a lot of letters. So you'll probably hear all of those. Planter. Now here is a tricky ending because I hear and we know that the sound, the letter R stands for like the beginning of rose. But when you hear at the beginning, it needs a little helper. And E is a hardworking letter, and it is going to help R. I'll show you how it's going to help. If I just wrote R, plant I would not be able to stretch that out to planter. And so E is going to help right before R. And you will see this ending a lot when you are reading planter. And you will see that a lot, and it just stands for the sound at the end or even in the middle of words. So I can make a planter. I do not hear any more sounds in planter. Now I'm going to make a planter box. So I am going to need a space, and I'm going to write the word box. And you remember I am using this little piece of sticky note for my spacer. Box, box. I want all of you to help me write the word box, box. What is at the beginning? I can hear you all saying B stands for B, ah, O, and X, X. X stands for X. All right, let's read my sentence. I can make a planter box. Is that the end of my sentence? Yes, it is. Let's see if I followed the 3 sentence rules. I have an uppercase letter at the beginning of the sentence. Yes. Do I have spaces between all of my words? Wow, I did a good job of that. Check. Do I have a period at the end of my sentence? Oops. That is one thing I forgot. I need to put a period. And now I have all 3 rules of my sentence And I have a nice picture, which I could still work on if I wanted to. So we also talked about doing a second sentence. And our second sentence was going to describe our whatever it was we made. It could tell about the color, it could tell about the size, or it could just give us any kind of information about the planter box, about your wood object, my planter box, whatever you decided to make. So I wrote, I can make a planter box, and now I want to say something about it. It is filled with plants. It has lettuce, tomatoes, and carrots. It is orange and brown. It is very big. It's big to hold a lot of plants. And I think I'm going to choose something like that. It is big to hold a lot of plants. Now, my sentence is long. Yours doesn't have to be, but I did want to give you enough time to practice writing with me. So here we go. It is a fast as a snap word, but you will notice after a period, I'm starting a new sentence, and I need to use an uppercase letter for that first word. My first word is it, so the I in it needs to be an uppercase letter. It. And that's the beginning letter of my sentence, so good job, I got rule number 1 done. It is, these are all fast as a snap words, so we don't not need too much help with those. It is big. Big is an easy one to sound out. Big. I know all of you know B. The letter that stands for B is B, B, I. That short I this time. G. And G, the sound G, the letter that stands for that is guitar, G, like guitar. It is big. When I read my sentence words, then I can remember what the next word is. It is big to hold. To hold. Another fast as a snap word. To. Now I'm going to need to sound out the word hold. Hold. And when I'm sounding that out, I hear at the beginning. So I go to my sound chart and I find a letter that sounds like I'm going to look, camel, dolphin, egg, fire, guitar, hippo. Hippo sounds like at the beginning. So I know that I'm going to use the letter H because it stands for that. Here's H. I'm using my best handwriting. Hold. Hold. Oh, I hear O in there. O is a pretty easy vowel, and it's long. I wonder why. Hold. Hold. I hear D, but because I already have read this word many times, I know that there's another sound. I'm going to stretch it out. Hold. I hear it. Did you hear it? It was L, like lemon. Lemon. Hold. There's the D sound. Now you saw before how I figured out what sound these letters are making. I named the picture, and the beginning sound told me the sound I was looking for. Apple, B, bat, camel, dolphin, D, dolphin. That is the sound I'm looking for. And so now I know the letter is going to be D. And so then I'm going to write D. D. Hold. Yep, that's the last sound. I move on to my next word. It is big to hold a lot. Lot. Oh. I'm going to listen one more time, show you how to do that. Apple, bat, camel, dolphin, egg, fire, no, guitar, hippo. Remember, I want to write a lot, so I have to listen for insect, jump, koala, lemon. There it is. I heard l, and there's the letter I'm going to write, l. It's good to remind yourself what sound you're looking for. Lot. I stretched it out. I heard all the sounds. Lot. Now I'm going to read my sentence so I know what the next word is. It is big to hold a lot of is a fast snap word. And now I need to write plants. Since I wrote planter up here, the beginning part of that is the same as the word I want to write, plant. I'm going to write plants. So I will have to think about that when I write it. All right, so I'm going to write plants. I'm going to copy the word I wrote up here because I don't need to sound it out a second time if I already wrote it. This is one plant, but I need many plants because it's a lot of plants. When you have a lot of something, you add S. And this time I'm going to remember to put my period at the end of the sentence. So here is my story. I drew a planter box with all the plants that I'm growing: squash, tomatoes, flowers, lettuce, carrots, and radishes. I can make a planter box. It is big to hold a lot of plants. All right, so you can write as many sentences as you want to describe your wooden thing, if it's a swing or a birdhouse or a bench or a table or whatever it is. And be sure to tell us what it is and describe it a little bit. All right, well, happy writing, and I will see you next time.